Hello, everyone. We're going to just share our waiver really quick, and then Barbara's going to get going. Okay, so here we have our waiver. And then if you have any questions about ergonomics at HP, please reach out to Andrea. And here are some resources for you, including our registration for our ERGOFIT classes. Okay.
Perfect. Thanks, Christy.
You're welcome.
All right, let me get my timer started here. And then we will get rolling. Per usual, you can do these seated or standing. A little easier to do standing today. So if you want to get up out of your chairs, that would be fantastic. Let me turn my camera on. All right, and we're going to start with a couple big deep breaths. Welcome everyone to Wednesday ERGOFIT. My name's Barbara Morgan with Health Fitness Corporation. Happy to have you join me today. Again, just some big deep breaths. Reach up to the ceiling. You can pull on your arms, stretch them up a little bit. Just kind of getting a little bit of cobwebs out if we've been working all day. I know we have people from all over the time zones. And one more. Today we're going to focus on neck and shoulders primarily. One more. Perfect. Okay, we're going to start with some shoulder shrugs. So we're going to start out with just the shoulder itself. And remember, we're always trying to keep these shoulders down and relaxed. We don't want to spend the day with them up close to our ears. So make sure you kind of wiggle those shoulders down. And we're going to start with the right shoulder. And I just want you to we're going to go backwards, which I guess is clockwise. We're going to make an exaggerated motion if you can. So you want to try to get it up as high as you can, back, down as you can, and then forward again. And we're going to do that just 3 or 4 times on the right. Keep in mind, we don't want to do anything that hurts. If any of these stretches cause you any kind of discomfort or pain, please stop doing them. Okay, now we're going to add our elbow. So now we're going to make this just a little bit more pronounced. You want to be pointing that elbow to the back, all the way down, forward. And we're going to do 2 or 3 times on the right. And now we're going to add the whole arm. So now we're moving into a backstroke. So we want to reach forward. We're going to go straight up over the top because we just reached up toward the ceiling. And we're going to reach to the back wall. And then we're going to reach to the floor. So we're going to do that one more time. Forward, across the top, to the back wall, and down to the floor. And one more time. And down. And now we're going to take that whole series and we're going to reverse it. So now we're going to be coming forward with the shoulder. We're going to start with the shoulder first. So up. And just see how much of a range of motion you can get. Again, the idea of stretching is to get just a little bit past what you might normally do. And we're going to add our elbows. So we're going to exaggerate that. And trying to just get that full range of motion through the shoulder. And now we're going to add the whole arm. So we're going to reach toward the back wall, slide up over the top, reach to the front wall, and down. And do that a couple more times. And then we're going to move over to the left. And one more back wall, up to the top, forward and down. So now we're going to do the exact same thing on the left. We're going to start with the shoulder. We're going to roll it back. And make sure this one's going to stay down while you're doing all this. We don't want to have this guy getting out of hand. And I hope you can't hear the snap, crackle, and pop in my shoulder. And now we're going to add the elbow. So it's a nice, big, sweeping motion. Full range of motion with the shoulder. And now we're going to add the arm. So we're going to reach to the front, up over the top, reach to the back, and then reach down to the floor. So forward, up over the top, reach to the back, and down to the floor. And one more time. All right. Okay, now we're going to do a head tilt. So a little bit more of our neck. And we're going to take our head and try to touch it over to your right shoulder, but this shoulder is staying down again. We don't want to have this shoulder up at all. So drop it as much as you can, lean your head over, and with your left hand, you can kind of feel back along that muscle at the top of your shoulder and do a little self-massage. If you find any places that are tender, sensitive, you can kind of just rub a little bit, just kind of loosen that up. This really feels good if you've been doing a lot of keying. Good on the right side too, if you've had a mouse strenuous day at your workspace. All right, I'm going to tilt the head over to the other shoulder, make sure this guy is relaxed and down. And I'm just going to, so I am left-handed, but I mouse right-handed, and I have far more going on my right shoulder than I do my left shoulder. So this might actually not be as tender for you, depending on what your dominant hand is. And we're going to go back and we're going to do it one more time to the right. And hopefully, as you do these stretches, you can do them more than two. I try to give you a wide variety of things and kind of see what clicks with you that you can keep doing on your own. But, this kind of a stretch you might want to do 4 or 5 times. Again, a lot of these can be done away from your desk, sitting in traffic, watching TV. All right. So now we're going to stretch a little bit in the back of the neck. I want you to look straight down at the floor, and you can, if you want, put your hand on your head, and that gives you a little deeper stretch. Again, we want to be conscious that these shoulders are dropped, and we just want to kind of, you're not pulling on the head at all or tugging. You're almost just using this extra hand as just a little bit more weight. And these stretches you want to hold maybe 20 or 30 seconds. I'm going to come up and shake that out a little bit, and then I'm going to do the same stretch just with my other hand. Trying to keep things balanced. And you can take a big deep breath and kind of relax into it and see if you can stretch any further down. This is a great stretch up the back of the neck. All right, so we want to now clasp our hands behind our back. I'm gonna do this a little higher so you can see it, but I'm gonna drop my shoulders then. Again, the shoulders being dropped down is the most important part of this. You want to clasp the hands, and you might find that you need to clasp at the very end of your hands until you get a little more range of motion, but you're just then trying to lift those hands up and getting a really nice stretch right across the front of your chest and your shoulders. Just make sure that you're kind of pulling everything down while you're lifting your hands up. You can shake that out a little bit. We're going to do that one more time. And the hope is, as you do more of these stretches more often, that your range of motion changes. Okay, we're going to do one straight across with the arm. And you want to hold it, don't hold it right at the elbow. You want to hold it either on the forearm or above the elbow. And we're just kind of stretching it across. Again, as much as you can keep this shoulder relaxed. And we're going to switch arms. So the peg for today is all about reaching, which made me think about it is because we were doing shoulders and neck. There's a nice PowerPoint slide in there about your different zones. So I encourage you to look at that. You want to keep everything right in here. We don't want to be reaching out for keyboards, mice, cell phones, anything. So it gives you a nice diagram about what's in your range, the safe range, and what gets past that. So as much compact life we can have and not being reaching for things all the time, it's a good awareness to have. So I encourage you to take a look at that peg. And we're at 40 minutes after the hour already. I appreciate your time today. Thank you. The video will be up shortly, and the connection to the YouTube videos will be there for you too. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you being here. Have a great day.
You too, Barbara. Thank you.
You're welcome.